Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter, very censored. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out the website as well. That is xtra.vdgsports.com. xtra.vdgsports.com. There's a YouTube as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share. Comment if you must, comment if you may, but just do whatever it is you do there. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is the way you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, everything in between. Basically, long story short or short story long, all things Vince. All things Vince. Noobs, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. Regs, we are back at it again. Regs, this feels like every day. Regs, this feels like every day, but it's not every day. We have this special, unique bond. We don't know what to call it. We don't have a name for it, but one day, 1 year, one time frame, or time period, rather, somebody is going to come up with what the name should be. Somebody's going to come up with what the name should be. But until then, we just going to say this special, unique bond cannot be fractured. It cannot be fractured. Okay, so at some point, you start to move up in the world, in life, and there's some things that's just acceptable, and there's some other things that's just not acceptable at all. Basically, your standards increase. Hopefully. I'm just going to assume that your standards increase and you are not something else that will go nameless, where your standards decrease and you try to get by with the bare minimum, but yet still hope and wish that you are getting the same results from the bare minimum. But hey. Yeah, you're not here for that. I'm not here for this either. I'm trying to divert my attention elsewhere, not because I'm caught in the shiny objects, but because I need to relax and I need to just take a step away from what's troubling me. And that brings me here. Okay, assuming that the standards get better over time, unlike the other thing that should go nameless, and it will go nameless, but it's still on my mind, living rent-free. There's some things that you just are deemed that's unacceptable, and whatever it be or whatever it is, you are not going to accept it. You are not going to let your standards fall. You are not going to put up with it, and you're going to kick and scream, make a fuss about the standard not being met. And for me, I definitely reached a point where I should have higher standards when it comes to this particular thing, but it just doesn't irk me. It just doesn't bother me in that sense. However, angelic, bird-like voice. However, there's a modification to the standard itself when others are involved or other people are involved, because I can't have them experience my standard, which is pain. And I don't know their pain threshold. I don't know their threshold period, or it's just not cool. It's just not cool. So I just don't go down that road. And that's me when it comes to AC, or that's me when it comes to the heat as well. If it's summertime, and you know that voice is angelic. I don't even need to tell you that I was dancing too. You felt it. You felt it. When it's summertime, I basically don't really use the AC. I have fans. I have ceiling fans. I have other things that I use to cool down, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm fine. I don't set the thermostat to a certain temp. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm cool. I just roll with it because I'm definitely not at that stage or at that point where my standards are higher and I need to have the AC on blowing all the time because the weather's perfect anyway. The weather's perfect and it's not perfect. All I need to do is open a door, open some windows or something, and let the perfect air from outside come inside. That's usually how that works. But if I have company, if there are other people involved, if I've invited someone over, then let's just say the thermostat is set, the AC is on, and it is an ice box or feels like an ice box inside. It feels like an ice box inside. You're welcome. You are welcome. And that's me understanding that I want to make the visitors, make the guests to be as comfortable as possible, even if it's overcompensating for the lack of fill in the blank, the lack of me and my standards, or having me and my threshold of being okay with the natural weather and it is what it is. And it works the same way. It works the same way when it comes to the winter time. Because when it's winter and it's cold, I'm okay with that. I actually prefer the cold. I actually prefer it being a little chilly. And that's chilly like breezy chilly. I'm okay with that. So I don't turn on the heat and I don't run the heat and I don't set things up for the heat. If anything, I got the fans on. If anything, I got the fans on, the windows open, possibly a door, and just letting the cool breeze. Shout out, cool breeze. I ain't forgot about you. I still know what you did. I still know the hit that or the hits that you made. But I'm just gonna say hit because I can only think of one now. Shout out, cool breeze. I just let the cool breeze come through. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that because I like the coldness. But if there's company, if there's guests, I just can't move that way. I just can't do it the damn. And I'm respectable. I'm respectable in a sense. Well, I will provide heat. I will provide heat and have the heat on or have the option to turn the heat on because I'm still about that cold life. I'm still about that cold life. And even if I give you the option and you choose no, we're gonna be cold together. I gave you an option, I gave you a warning. Now, while I am about that cold life, I do have standards. And there's this one standard that just stands and comes to mind because when you see something, say something, when you experience something, say something, sharing is caring, and all of that, and all of that. And if you don't know, you ain't been listening to me too long. If you don't know, you haven't been listening too long. So I suggest you just go back one episode, or you can even go back two. It's there. It is there. Or I just suggest you just go back and review the historical documents. It's all there. There's one thing that comes top of mind that I know definitely is not acceptable. And as soon as it happened, I knew that I was being challenged today. I knew that the universe was putting me in a position to have everything that I've learned everything that I learned, everything that I've been taught, every experience that I've had, and just put it all together and to be able to power my way and manage through. I got up one morning. I got up one morning, and yes, I'm protecting the guilty in the game here. So listen, I got up one morning. No, I didn't have to pray to the porcelain goddess. No, I didn't have to do any of that. No, I didn't have to practice my aim game or anything like that. Nah, it wasn't that type of party. Not this time. Not this time. I started to run. I started to run. How can I put this? I started to run the water for the shower. And I had it midway through. So I'm expecting it to be warm. I'm expecting it to be a little hot. I'm not expecting it to be, ice cold. How cold? Ice cold. How cold is ice? It's very cold. It's cold enough that it froze water and it's now ice. I should have picked up on the clues. My intuition was needling me, just tapping on my shoulder and saying, Vince, not out loud, not out loud. It was using his inside voice. Vince, something is afoot. Something is wrong. Something you need to be made aware of. Don't get in. Don't get in. So I'm still just doing what it do in the bathroom, doing what it do. I'm still not focused yet because it's early in the morning. I'm still not focused yet on what's going on and what's going down. I'm still not focused yet. Then I get to the point where it's time for me to get in. I get to the point where it's time to me to get in, and my intuition and my gut feeling hit me again. And it was like, something's off. And I just felt deep inside my soul, deep inside my being. I would say spirit animal, but my spirit animal is RIP. And I haven't got another one yet. If you know, you know. It didn't feel right. But I wasn't in a position. I was not in a position to skip this. I was not in a position to just say no. I was not in a position to say I can't take the shower. I was not in a position to do any of those things. But in the back of my mind, I was prepared for something. In the back of my mind, I was prepared for something, but I didn't know what. It was just the unknown was going to come. The unknown was going to surprise me, but I wasn't going to be really surprised. I was just going to be surprised on what actually is taking place or what is actually happening. But I'm also thinking that something's afoot, something's going down because my intuition and my gut feeling gave me the heads up. And that's when I put one foot in. I put one foot in. Usually when I'm getting in the shower, I just go ahead and get in completely. I just go ahead and get in completely. And I'm like, all right, this feels nice. This feels good. But since I knew something was afoot, since I knew something was a little off, since I knew and just felt and came to the agreement with my intuition and gut feeling, something's going on. I don't know what, but I need to be prepared. And I stuck my little leg out in. I stuck my little leg out, and that water was cold. I stuck my little leg out, and I just shivered immediately, instantaneously. In other words, that means super fast or fast. Adverb, that is adverb. I did that. Now I'm in a position where I have to make some decisions. I have to make some quick decisions. I just can't go where I need to go without taking a shower. I don't roll that way. I don't roll that way. And this was the challenge. This was the challenge that the universe has presented me. The universe presented me with this challenge. My gut feeling gave me a heads up. So I didn't go all in to begin with, because then that would have threw me off my game completely. But sticking my little leg out and getting a feel for how cold the water was, the water was it was very, very cold. It was a little bit under ice cold, but it was definitely cold enough. It was definitely cold enough to make me shiver, and it was definitely cold enough to make me start formulating a game plan. Then I realized that I have to go ahead and complete the task. I have to go ahead and go all in, because just being 1 foot in and the other foot and body out, that's just not going to work. It's not going to work that well, and it's not going to work that good. So I went ahead and completed the task. I got in, and then I just let the water just hit me all over. And I just I took my mind and I started thinking about some things. I started thinking about, so this is what people mean when they suggest you should go take a cold shower. I used to say that, but I really didn't know the meaning of it. Now I do. So I'm not going to say that again, since I understand and know the meaning of it. I'm not saying it again. That went through my mind. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to let my body get wet enough so I can get a nice, decent lather of soap all over. Nice, decent lather of soap all over. And while that was happening, this water was splashing and hitting me everywhere. My mind also went to, this is just temporary. This is just the universe challenging me and seeing how much I really do like the coldness, to see how much I really do like cold things. And I'm thinking about all of that. I got all these other thoughts that's just rushing through and bouncing off all over the place. And then I started focusing on complete tasks. Complete tasks. Get body wet, lather soap, get soap off, get out. Get body wet, lather soap, wash soap off, get out. And my mind just started focusing on all of those things. And it was just repeating, focusing on that, repeating, focusing on that. And before you knew it, I got a nice lather, was able to wash it off, and I was able to get out. I was able to get wet, build up a nice lather of soap, wash it off, and get out. I was basically able to complete the task and not be that much bothered by not having hot water. But I will say this though, mind over matter, but my standards is definitely higher than taking cold showers. I don't recommend it. I don't wish it on my worst enemy, because ain't nobody mentally tough. Ain't nobody mentally tough like that for those many days. Maybe a one-off, but every day, that ain't possible. You ain't human. You definitely ain't robot, because you're a rust. You might be cyborg.